Our shadow self here, when allowed in, shows up as codependency, emotional manipulation, or fear of being abandoned. This is why we must learn the healthy balance of the connection, ones that are rooted in mutual respect and emotional freedom. Hey everyone, welcome back to Atapuji, the podcast where we explore ancient wisdom, modern wellness, and everything in between. I'm your host, Gia, and today we are embarking on our second episode of our Chakra Healing with Shadowwork series. Today, we're going to flow into the energy of our sacral chakra, our center of creativity, pleasure, emotional expression, and deep connection to ourselves and others. If you've ever felt emotionally numb, creatively blocked, or you just lost your spark, this is a call from your sacral chakra. This is where we hold our sensational energy, our joy, our ability to feel and connect. But it is also a space where a lot of unhealed emotional wounds can live. Shame, guilt, fear around pleasure, emotional abandonment. And that is why today we are not going to talk about balancing this chakra. We're going to take this big, bright flashlight and shine it in all the parts of our shadow associated with this chakra. And we're going to begin to heal them. So get comfy, get something good to drink, and let's flow into the waters of our sacral chakra together. Alrighty, let's dive into our second chakra. In our journey, our sacral chakra is also known as Swadhisthana in Sanskrit, which translates to one's own place or dwelling of the self. Already, that name gives us a big clue about the energy we're dealing with here. While our root chakra is all about stability and survival, our sacral chakra is where we start to explore the richness of life, pleasure, creativity, emotional expression, and our ability to feel joy and connection. Located just below the navel in our lower abdomen, our sacral chakra governs our reproductive organs, our sensationality, and our ability to form intimate connections. It is associated with the element of water, which makes so much sense when you think about it. Water is fluid, flowing, adaptable. And that is exactly why this chakra encourages you to feel your feelings fully, to move with life rather than to resist it, and to express yourself creatively and emotionally. In ancient yogic and tantric traditions, Swadhisthana was seen as the energy center where dormant creativity potentially can be awakened. It was believed that the sacral chakra holds the seed of Shakti, the divine feminine force of creation and transformation. Whether you identify with the feminine energy or not, we all hold this creative life force within us, and our sacral chakra is its sacred home. The color associated with this chakra is orange, vibrant and warm, like a glowing sunset or a candlelit room. Orange symbolizes enthusiasm, emotional openness, and vitality. Just visualizing this color during meditation or breathwork can begin to activate this energy center. Within Ayurveda, our sacral chakra is closely tied to our kapha and pitta doshas. Kapha brings the nutrients, emotional warmth, while pitta brings that spark of passion and drive for creativity and intimacy. When in harmony, you feel emotionally balanced, inspired, and in tune with your desires. A healthy sacral chakra is what allows us to experience pleasure without shame, to honor our body, and to express our emotional health in empowered ways. But when the chakra is blocked or wounded, it could feel like we're cut off from the joy, our own joy, life's joy, like life has lost its color. Or you end up in cycles of guilt, repression, or emotional numbness. Now, as we start to explore the many ways this chakra might become imbalanced or blocked, we're going to visit some things that we're not all ready to talk about, and that's okay. There's going to be some emotional suppression, and just remember you're not alone in this journey. We're here to help reconnect to our inner spark, because here's the truth. Our joy, our creativity, and our sensuality are sacred, And healing this chakra is about reclaiming them fully. So now that we've touched on this chakra and its history, let's talk about what happens when this energy center is blocked, and more importantly, why it happens. The most common reason, emotional suppression. Many of us were raised in an environment where certain emotions were not welcomed. Maybe you were told not to cry because it shows that you're too sensitive, or that expressing anger and sadness made you weak or dramatic. Over time, those unexpressed emotions start to pile up, and our sacral chakra, which thrives on emotional flow, becomes stagnant. Then there's shame, especially around sexual desires or even basic pleasure. Our sacral chakra governs our relationship with our body and our right to feel joy. But if you're ashamed for wanting to dance, to express yourself, to explore intimacy, or just enjoy life, your energy here can be shut down. You see, shame creates this wall that blocks our ability to feel deeply and receive love, to enjoy intimacy without guilt. Next, trauma, particularly emotional or sexual trauma, is a major source of sacral chakra blockage. Whether it's a harmful relationship, betrayal, body shaming, or abuse, these experiences often disconnect us from our own bodies. The trauma does not just live on a mental level, but also an energetical level. And the sacral chakra being tied so closely to the pelvis and womb space and emotional vulnerability can hold that pain until it's consciously released. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm over whatever might have happened. Are you? Are you saying that? Or are you actually mentally, physically, and emotionally released from that? Another big one is creativity wounds. Have you ever had a teacher, a parent, or a friend, quote unquote, tell you you weren't good at art, writing, music, or dancing? Did you believe them? Even if you didn't consider yourself an artist or a writer, or that you could even dance, your ability to create is sacred. And denying that part of yourself can dry up our sacral energy. This chakra does not care if your art is perfect. It just wants you to feel alive through self-expression. Over-attachment or codependency in a relationship can also cause imbalancements. You see, sacral chakra governs connection. But when we lose ourselves and others, we start giving from an empty cup. You can't pour from an empty cup. We all know that. This creates an energetic leak where you're constantly pouring out and not receiving anything in return. And finally, this one has been the biggest taboo, I guess you could say, because no one wants to admit this, I see. Burnout. Living in survival mode, constantly working, hustling, grinding, can disconnect you from the softer, more sensational aspects of life. We are not here just to exist, to produce. We're here to feel, to dance, to create, to rest, and to be in pleasure. And when we forget that, our sacral chakra light dims. So, if any of this resonates with you and you're not in a position to say it out loud, that's okay. And you're not alone. These blockages are so common. They're part of being human. And healing with them doesn't mean forcing joy or creativity. It means gently reconnecting with those parts of yourself that were once told it wasn't safe to express. When we look at the shadow aspect of this chakra, we can find those hidden stories, those suppressed emotions, and bring them into light so you can reclaim your right to feel, to love, and to creatively feel. This chakra invites us to explore some of the most powerful and sometimes most vulnerable lessons of being human. While our root chakra asks, am I safe? Our sacral chakra whispers, can I feel? And do I allow myself to experience pleasure? This energy center holds space for our emotions, our creativity, and sensationally, our connection to others, as I mentioned. And at its core, the main lesson is this: you are allowed to feel it all, not just the positive emotions like joy or love, but all emotions, grief, anger, sadness, desire, fear. This chakra is about honoring your emotional landscape, not numbing it and bypassing or fixing it with a smile all the day, but simply allowing it to exist. And in a world that often praises productivity over presence, this lesson is revolutionary. You see, one of the major themes around this chakra is emotional authenticity. Are you expressing how you truly feel? Or are you performing? Are you able to cry when you're hurt, laugh when something delights you, or say no when someone crosses your boundaries? This chakra teaches us that vulnerability is not weakness. It is a gateway to truth, to your intimacy, to yourself. With our shadow work in this area often reveals where we were warned to wear masks to protect ourselves, especially in close relationships. Another key theme is pleasure. And before anybody gets it, I don't just mean sexual pleasure, although there is a certainty included there. But pleasure in the little things and the big things: food, music, movement, art, nature, small little moments that make you smile, sacred moments of joy. This chakra teaches us to slow down and savor. What do you mean slow down? That's what I feel like all of you are thinking right now. We need to learn to slow down once in a while if we cannot at all times. You see, when this chakra is balanced, we feel deserving of enjoyment, not because we earned it, but because we're alive. Pleasure becomes a spiritual practice. Now, this chakra also holds the lesson of creativity flow. Whether you're writing poetry, painting, cooking, problem solving, dreaming up your next life move, you're creating. And when this chakra is open, you move with inspiration rather than obligation. You trust your instincts. You know your own voice, your ideas, your visions. You know what you feel rather than thinking you're doing something because you have to do it. You see, a lot of times, and many of us, myself included, when this chakra is not aligned, we often hear, "Who do you think you are?" So by working with this chakra, you give yourself a chance to rewrite that script. Take out that question, "Who do you think you are?" and replace it with truth and love and belief in yourself. Another powerful theme is interdependence. I've mentioned this prior. Our sacral chakra teaches us how to be in connection without losing ourselves. Many people in life grow into this relationship, whether it's friendship with our parents, with a loved one. And this is where we invite experiences like closeness, intimacy, and collaboration while maintaining healthy boundaries, but not often true. You see, our shadow self here, when allowed in, shows up as codependency, emotional manipulation, or fear of being abandoned. This is why we must learn the healthy balance of the connection, ones that are rooted in mutual respect and emotional freedom. Lastly, this chakra reminds us of the beauty of cycles. Just like the moon, we move in phases. Sometimes we're full of energy and ideas, and other times we need rest and retreat. The lesson here is to honor your rhythms, your need, your timing. Creativity, healing, and emotions are not linear. They're spiraling and flowing, just like water. As you re-listen to this section, I want you to ask yourself, what have I denied myself the right to feel? Where have I dimmed my joy? And how can I come home to my emotional self without shame, without fear, and without apology? Now, let's look at the link between this chakra, physical ailments, and the Ayurvedic connection. As I mentioned prior, our sacral chakra is located in the lower abdomen, right below our belly button. It is deeply connected to our reproductive organs, kidneys, bladder, hips, pelvis, and lower back in association. So naturally, when this chakra is out of balance, our body often speaks up, even if we're not emotionally aware of what's happening, but beneath the surface, it will show up as a physical ailment. When it's underactive, you might feel disconnected from your emotions, experience a low sex drive, or even feel like life is kind of flat or dull. You may struggle with creativity or have a hard time accessing joy. How do they show up physically? Hormonal imbalancement. irregular menstrual cycles, infertility or reproductive issues, UTI, urinary tract infections, hip stiffness or hip pain, and sometimes lower back pain. On the flip side, if our sacral chakra is overactive, our emotions are heightened and can feel overwhelming, like they're running a show. You might have intense mood swings, become overly attached in relationships, or rely heavily on pleasure seeking to numb deeper wounds. This could look like an addiction to substance, alcohol, shopping, food, sex. Codependent relationship patterns, PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome or fibroids, kidney dysfunctions, or bladder issues. If you've experienced any of these or feel like you're experiencing any of these, sometimes an over-the-counter medicine will not be the fix for it. In Ayurveda, the sacral chakra aligns primarily with a water element, which is ruled by flow and fluidity. Water governs our ability to adapt and connect and to express our inner world. So what happens to water when it becomes stagnant, or there's too much kapha, or there's too much of a scatter like a vata? The sacral chakra suffers. A vata imbalancement might look like an emotional detachment, irregular periods, infidelity. A kapha imbalancement could create the emotional numbness, weight gain, and depression. When pitta, because our sacral chakra aligns with our pitta dosha also, if pitta becomes imbalanced, it might ignite excessive sexual energy or controlling behavior or frustration within a relationship. With all that said, I just gave you all three doshas. Yes, all three doshas do visit this chakra. It is not the primary doshas, but with imbalancement, they all tend to shift slightly. To balance our sacral chakra from an Ayurvedic perspective, we lean into nourishing routines that honor our emotional expression and body connection. The key here is reconnection with your body, with your senses, with your feelings. When you embrace the watery wisdom of the sacral chakra, your body begins to soften, our emotions begin to flow, and our creativity energy wakes up. Now that we've explored the body-mind connection, let's get into some healing practices that you could start today to support and nourish this energy center. I cannot stress this enough. Our sacral chakra is all about flow and feeling, and our feminine energy, regardless of gender. It is the seat of our creative fire, our pleasure, and our capacity to feel safe, being emotionally open and intimately connected with ourselves and others. When we work with this chakra, we are saying, I give myself permission to feel, to desire, to create, and to enjoy life. If you are in a safe space, I invite you for a meditation. Begin by finding a comfortable seat or laying down. Place one hand gently on your lower belly. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Filling your belly with each inhale and softening with each exhale. Visualize a warm orange light glowing in your pelvic area, swirling gently like water. See it expanding and pulsate with every breath. Imagine this orange light washing away shame, fear, stagnation, cleansing your creative center, your womb space, and your emotional body. Silently, or if you want aloud, you could say, I release the stories that tell me that I am not allowed to feel. I reclaim my right to feel deeply, to express fully, and to create freely. Now, sit in this glow. Let it move like water, fluid, soft, and powerful. When you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes and come back. With this practice, you can enhance it. You can add gentle background music or the sound of ocean waves, anything that kind of reminds you of water and flow. Now, let's shift into some affirmations. These are powerful tools for rewiring our subconscious and inviting balance more into the chakra. Here is just a couple that I'm going to give you guys. Slowly repeat these to yourself throughout the day, through your meditation or journaling, whichever you feel comfortable with. I allow my emotions to flow freely and without judgment. My feelings are valid, and I trust the wisdom they carry. You can even write these affirmations on a sticky note and place them on your mirror, altar, car. Speak them every morning or anytime you feel disconnected from your inner world. Bonus tip, guys, dance. Dance like you're on stage. Dance like no one's watching you. Just dance. You see, when we allow dance in our life, out of any free form kind movement, it helps move the energy in the chakra. And there is no wrong way to do it. Just let your body lead. Let your hips sway, let your spine untangle, and feel the freedom of emotional expression through movement. Now, this activity, I invite you to try your hardest to incorporate at one part of your day or one part of your week to begin. Journaling. You see, journaling is one of the most powerful ways to connect with your inner world, especially when healing. Journaling is a way to release all the energy centers that hold emotional memory, specifically this energy center that holds emotional memory, desires, pain, creativity. When you put pen to paper, you're giving those energies a safe space to speak and to be witnesses. You do not have to share them with anyone. This is for you and you alone. I'm going to give you guys a few prompts. These prompts are designed to gently guide you into your emotional body, uncover hidden patterns, and help you reclaim parts of yourself that may have been buried or silenced. Take your time with them. Set the ambiance, light a candle, play soft music, or sit by the water. Anything that helps you feel more softer and present and supported. You're not being judged. This is you pouring out things that you are unable to speak out loud at the moment. Allow yourself that. I'm going to give you guys 2 questions that you can journal about. What brings me pleasure? And do I allow myself to fully enjoy it without guilt? Really honestly answer it. And I'm not saying go write 5 pages. I'm literally saying if you have to write 5 pages, that's okay. But honestly, be as honest with yourself as you can. I invite you to do that. And the next question, this one, for anyone I've worked with, and myself included, it's kind of a harder question to answer. So give yourself grace when you do answer it. What messages did I receive growing up about emotions? Was I taught to express them or suppress them? Do not rush these. You can even revisit them several days later. Healing is not a quick fix. And healing our sacral chakra is like learning to speak your emotional language fluidly again, but with kindness, compassion, and curiosity. Now, ongoing battle I have with many people in my life. They refuse to think they can do yoga. They believe it's all about the poses and perfection. It's not. When it comes to healing our bodies, our chakras, any movement is not just helpful. It's essential. Specifically our sacral chakra. This chakra lives in your hip, pelvis, and lower abdomen. And while it lives there, we might have physical ailments that make you feel like you can't do certain things. Just go with the flow like water. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to give you guys a few yoga poses that stretch and open that center and that region of your body. Doing this might be painful. Do not push yourself to that point. But also, it can help release stored emotions, awaken your creativity, and reconnect to the joy of being in your body. Again, you do not have to perfect these poses. It's just something to give you movement, to re-enlight your inner flame. The first one is super simple, hip circles or pelvic tips. Start by placing your hands on your knees and begin to make small, slow, circular movements with your hip. This gentle motion mimics the element of water and helps you loosen any stagnant energy in the pelvic region. It is acceptable for either gender. While you're doing this, close your eyes and let your body guide you. Breathe deeply into your hips, basically. Send all the oxygen there. And as you're breathing out, you're releasing anything that's stagnant and blocking you. This next one, I invite you to Sink into. Many of us probably don't want to overexert ourselves or think your physical pains are ways of a block. I'm going to tell you guys how to do a recline twist. So lay on your back. Let your knees fall to one side. Arms extended. It could be extended in front of you or over your head. This gentle twist massages the abdomen organs and helps release any emotional buildup. I would say sit there for about 5 seconds and switch sides. Remember to breathe deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth. If you do feel an emotional release about to happen, I invite you to let it flow. Allow the emotions to run through you. Try and practice those 2 mini flow steps regularly, especially when you're feeling emotionally blocked or stagnant, or your creativity is just not there, or just even disconnected from your joy. 10 to 15 minutes of any movement can shift your energy dramatically. And again, remember, yoga isn't about perfecting poses. It's about presence. It's about feeling into your body and honoring what it needs in that moment. And that's a wrap for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope today was helpful and you're walking away with something that makes you feel more connected to your emotions. Remember, your feelings matter. Your pleasure matters. Your creativity is divine. And when we start to heal each chakra, today specifically our sacral chakra, you are not just releasing old emotional baggages. You're reclaiming your joy, your flow, your intimacy, and your freedom to express your true self. If today's episode resonated with you, I invite you to go even deeper with this work. I've created a powerful workbook that walks you through exercises, journal prompts, meditations, and embodied practices that can help support your sacral chakra healing. You can find it on my website at www.soul-sinks.com. It's designed to help you continue this journey in your own time with clarity and confidence. And for those of you who want even more support, I've just released a live chakra healing with shadow work workshop for the series. This isn't just a class. It's a sacred space for your transformation. You'll get 14 weeks of deep guided work, 7 one-on-one sessions with me, and a full workbook that breaks down each chakra. Plus, you'll be part of a community that's walking the same path of self-discovery and empowerment. You can sign up and get all the details on my site. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on this. Healing is a journey. It unfolds one layer at a time, and every step you take to reconnect with your body, your emotions, and your inner wisdom is victory. Next week, we'll be touching on our solar plex chakra, our center of power, confidence, and personal will. Until then, feel deeply, move freely, and remember, you're allowed to shine in your full emotional truth. Touch, feel, and see you next time.